command in the Romulan Star Empire, the Klingon Empire, the Hydran Kingdom, and introducing the Lyran Star Empire. Star Trek Starfleet Command. The strategy starship game the universe has been waiting for.
What has 4 legs, 63 teeth, long fluffy ears, and a callous disregard for private property? Meet Sam and Max, freelance police. If you play only one hysterical highway adventure game this year, make it Sam and Max Hit the Road, coming this fall.
Robin Hood, your bow is needed. Outwit and outfight your deadliest enemies as Robin Hood, boldest outlaw in all England.
A curse upon you and all the outlaws of Sherwood Forest. For every insult to my person, you'll pay tenfold.
Fall under the spell of the beautiful and mysterious Marion.
When the lab coats say these rifts could destroy...
Hello everyone, welcome to the Retro Gaming Junction. We're finishing Other Worlds 2. Okay. Stop picking up everything. We're done.
Be wary. I've heard. I suppose that could be you. Forgive me. I'm still a little addled from my last refreshment. I'm going to set off an alarm, okay?
Will an intruder be reviewing your experiments? Of course not. Where's the modulator?
You've been reviewing our experiments. I hope I'm not being replaced. I specifically went to mental refreshment to avoid that. If you wish to see the modulator, you'll want to speak with Chief Scientist Montserrat. He's in the rift chamber. Take these credentials with you, in case you're asked. Security's become awfully stringent of late. It wouldn't do to be caught unawares. That's why I carry 2 cards, just in case. Oh, though I suppose it's just the one now. I've been trying to convince everyone I'm perfectly fine. For if I do not, I fear I might be remade as part of the new plan for Arcadia. I do not wish to be remade.
Return to your work, my fellow subject.
Turn to Ruth. Where? We can't see regions, so we can't see the... Ah. So it's there? On the bottom floor? I doubt it. Well, let's return. Let's return. Now what about this rift here? Oh. Oh.
Intentional or not, no one deserves this.
Okay. There's enemies here though. There's enemies here. Or was that guy here? But should be around here. There's no one, there's nothing. Ruth.
What remains of Horizon Point should yield much in the way of science.
It says here, return to Ruth.
Once the threat of the rift is neutralized, what remains of Horizon
Return to Ruth.
What remains of Horizon Point should yield much in the way of science. Once the threat of the rift is neutralized. But that is for
According
the
to
future.
the map, there's a rift
Proceed with
here.
our plan. I will rejoin you soon.
What's our plan again?
Oh, look at the size of it.
Ah, I was notified that you were here, though my fellow scientists seemed rather confused as to why. unsurprisingly. What exactly was it that you needed? Yeah, well, we all have urgent needs. And mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. The IRC. I did not realize you were a colleague of sorts. We haven't shared much of our findings with your branch, I'm afraid. But our results do match. Raw data from whatever a rift engulfs is preserved, yes, but the essence of a thing is not. Like a sense of self, for example, is lost forever. Further, there is no proof that such data can be stabilized or even edited. The Consul's plan is futile, completely. But he no longer listens to me, which is distressing. I've prepared a report for him showing how the very structure of the modulator makes what we're attempting impossible. Yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. It's clear you aren't bound by the same rules. Here, use this keycard on the module over there. It'll allow you. I hope you're able to sway him. Because if you don't, we're all dead. A deck up in the control room. The Consul is the only one who has the means of controlling it, which makes your persuading him that much more necessary. Yes? Was there something? Yes? Was there something?
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
Schematic secured. These rift coordinates are deep into unexplored space. That contradicts most rift causation theories, or hints at more troubling implications.
It's a stumper, all right, but we'll have to worry about it later. Right now, we should concentrate on finding the Consul.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's right here. Probably down there. Now it just tells me which elevator to take. Those. Oh my god. Command deck? Yeah, command deck. That makes more sense than crew deck. Even though it really wasn't pointing command deck. It's pointing deck 1. I'm going deck 3, I think. Yeah. Man, the game has been out for how much time? October 29. Okay. It's still pretty much filled with bugs.
Your punctuality is
There's stupid glitches, but they're still there.
How did you fare in securing the rift modulator? Yet one more hindrance to overcome in this endeavor. Nevertheless, I expect you to guard those plans closely in the interim. Did you find anything else of note?
Hey man, I just can't get over her design here. And no, it's not because I like it. It's because it's... Oh my god. That's something that an AI would produce, something like this. But I'm sure this was made by human, but it just looks horrible. It's not just adding stuff and, oh, we're gonna put cathode tube because retro. What? But, like, can you imagine going around with this? Like, come on. This universe is silly, but, like, we're pushing limits here. Apparently. You there? Is it yo?
That was not necessary. When one learns information that rattles their understanding of the universe, one may take a moment to consider the gravity of said information. We know that
yeah,
but
only I have no time for this bullshit.
So if they are appearing in non-colonized space, then this is truly momentous. It proves definitively that life did not originate on Earth, and may, in fact, exist elsewhere in other forms.
I'm not sure about your conclusion. Exactly, like, it proves definitely. No.
I concur. This is a discussion for later, with laureates in attendance. For now, we must confront the consul before he wrests that future away forever. He is just through those doors. I have run the numbers, and should you wish to negotiate with the consul, you must be strategic. He will not react well to a direct attack on his character or methods early on. It certainly may. At which point we may find the opening needed to... The situation is more likely to devolve into violence than not, but I am willing to give this solution a chance.
Not that the consul deserves it, none. But if we can end things peacefully.
You should take this time to prepare, replenish, and if there is anything more you need to say to...
Okay. It's your companions.
This is it, Commander. Only thing standing between us and saving Arcadia is a single dastardly villain. Feels almost quaint after everything else, don't it? This is the mission we should have been on from the moment the Earth Directorate dropped us into the system. Liberating Arcadia from its despots. I could have done without the... Ain't gonna wax poetic now. No time for it. But I will... All right.
Seems like our mission's almost complete, Commander. One way or the other. Before we finish this, I wanted to thank you. Showed me I still had more to learn. You and this crew, this little family of ours.
If I had to say, of all the forgettable characters in all of Outer Worlds 2, she might be my favorite. But that's not saying much. It's just saying that she's an okay character that would fit as a NPC in any game fine. It's just, she's just fine.
Understood, Commander. I'm not fully comfortable expressing emotion either. But I acknowledge having it now. Just in time, too. May all our travails add to the equation.
Okay. Wait, one last save. If this is actually the end.
Ah, the distinguished presiding bishop herself has deigned to join us. What a charming surprise. I might have known you'd enlist the nearest rabble in reach to crusade against me. Loyalty has eluded you for years, after all. Sentinels, if you would.
Greater numbers, greater odds. It was necessary to combat the irrationality of your foolish endeavor. By failing to show reason, you have lost your edict to rule. Now, stand down.
What's the matter with you? Have your wits been dulled? I am doing what is necessary to save Arcadia, and I'll start by ridding it of trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I don't doubt that, Commander. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Indeed. Rarely are there enough measures to keep the most tenacious of sprats from gnawing their way in. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously tampered with our Vox relay on Paradise Island. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. You think yourself clever, don't you? The Sovereign is indisposed, leaving myself as the sole custodian of Arcadia. What's his is mine. And the victory I inevitably clench over you, over anyone, will be his in turn, even if he's not here to bask in it. Such bravado is unbecoming when you... Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
Greater Tranquility Station was a test?
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Anti's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the Matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Rifts contain the data of everything they have engulfed, and we have the power to edit that data as we so choose. Our perfect society is within reach, and all supposedly serendipitous events have led to this moment. In the Matriarch's younger years, she found a crashed ship deep in the earth. Within it, the very first skip drive. She dissected this tech, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse. And, well, that eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and greed. It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on, tell me all the ways I'm wrong. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner seeing it carried out.
I said earlier to Ruth that this is something that would touch him maybe more than this. I don't think he cares about this. Let's try this.
Yes, well, we also lost the support of the Order. But can one truly call that a loss? We would have drowned already in the seas of war with the weight of their inaction around our necks.
Reality would dispute that fact, given that it is I who has invaded your sanctum, and not the other way around. The Order has always been the Protectorate's more capable half.
I can scarcely recognize the Bishop standing in front of me. To think that I welcomed your ascension all those years ago. Orlo was at least amenable, moldable, teachable. But you've been nothing but disappointment. You're so busy chasing figments of the future, you don't even know they're leading you off the side of a cliff.
To a man of such expansive pride, all perceived slights become personal. Recall, Emery, that we once worked together toward the same aims. You made us enemies when you started down this unconscionable deviation from what is best for Arcadia.
I will not be blamed for your treacherous actions. A true Protectorate subject knows that adhering to the Sovereign's words is what's best for Arcadia. And you were never true. The same can be said for any subject who wavers. They are dead weight, and we must cast them off straight away. Once I win the war and leave those naysayers behind, harsh action will be swiftly forgotten. And once I provide for the needs of my subjects, I will have them forever.
I don't know. Let's say this.
Indeed. That's why my strongest supporters
I have
wholeheartedly
nothing.
believe in me. So
Whatever.
which is it? Can my people
No, we'll probably
see
fight.
reason, as you so aptly
No.
put it? Or are they mindless drones needing desperately to be saved by you? It cannot be both. So you say. But you've yet to deliver any compelling...
You're right. I have nothing.
I am the chosen shepherd of Arcadia and will not be spoken to like this. I am only doing what I must to restore this colony to what our matriarch envisioned. Free of war, strife, heresy. You must know that you have...
Oh, okay. Finally something.
I will not be distracted from taking what is owed to us.
There's a bunch of... I could do all these things. I see the Matriarch's writing. You have no idea what she's envisioned. But you won't be saving this colony. Everything reconstituted will be brought back wrong. And I think this is the most important. If you actually believe that, you wouldn't be entertaining this conversation. Attack. Attack, but with speech and rage. This is important.
What is your definition of wrong? Have you anything substantial to back such a claim?
Yeah, that's the thing I had is the fucking proof. Look at the report.
I see. Well, the man was always a cynic. I find that attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale might.
Okay.
The Protectorate was clearly meant to harness this power. I will not be lectured by an outsider. It's just like the Earth Directorate or any other interloper. To claim to better know the customs of... Certainly if you had your way, you would claim Arcadia as yours and rewrite history to suit your own aims.
It's true. Your matriarch suspected the Protectorate was doomed from the get-go. Reuben was mucking things up even before his mother's body was cold.
No, Reuben would not have gone against her. He was the stalwart protector of Arcadia to the end. We could all see his devotion. If he even attempted to bastardize the Protectorate cause, then we will have undone all of the matriarch's work. You found more of her private writings, I gather. Yes, the matriarch foresaw many things. And now, it appears we have fallen prey to the very thing she warned of. But surely it cannot be possible that I've gotten this
Yeah,
right.
you're wrong.
No matter what you bring before me, I stand firm in the knowledge that I am following the grand plan.
Do the right
and
thing.
leave the traitors and invaders alive? No! Death is the only way forward.
Fruit, help me out, Marisol, me.
From the ashes, despite whatever supposed proof you have to the contrary.
You will destroy everything you claim to love. Nothing is worth that risk.
Claim? If you cannot see the truth of my devotion written plain, then now I see why you are against me so. But you are wrong about the risk. We are losing this war. It is inevitable. The victors will brutally subdue us until we become corrupted. Until we forget our principles, our history, the very core of who we are. It is better that we perish together
Bon.
as proud protectorates.
20! Ah ben tabarnak. Hey, tout ça pour ça, esti. All this for that. All this. Blah blah blah. Oh blah blah blah. Prove blah blah blah. Prove blah blah blah. Then you need 20 speech or you attack. What a waste of fucking time. Hey, get the fuck out of my way.
On their weaknesses.
It'll take half an hour to bring him down. The guy is made of sponge material. He's a literal sponge. Oh, these guys are also made of some kind of spongy material. So spongy! Spongy McSponge Punch! Oh man, we're gonna fucking die. Ah, we died. That was so close. Oh, we have to reload the whole thing? Oh, there's another save. Oh my god. I'd like to know what's the total HP of that fucking dude.
Let me know when you need it.
1 million HP.
Fortificator at ready status. Target analyzed. Let down fire. Vitals critical. Don't become a statistic, Commander.
Oh, there's some critical. 198. 200. 378 damage. There you go, he's dead. Okay, run.
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Oh, I was about to die there.
You've suffered extensive damage, Commander. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Don't forget, Nemex, I put 0 skill in my guns, so that might be the reason. I mean, the game was pretty easy still, like this is not super hard. We can revive our dudes. No, you're just down apparently. Hey. Fuck.
Combatant scan. Go for torpification. Check your scope for combatant.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I could have. I needed 20 speech for this fight at the very least, and other parts of the game. Well, you need to fight. It's a fighting game.
Target analyzed.
You can probably play 90% of the game without fighting. So what's going on here? What the fuck?
Torpificator is charged.
These are turrets, like, this is so epic finishing the game with a bunch of fucking turrets. Yes, the last enemy we destroyed was a turret. This guy still have a speech bubble. So what uses the whole game. Almost the whole game. Let's press the button to end the game.
Time for a tete-a-tete, I'm afraid.
Error. The reconstitution has grown, including volatile. The Rift device lost control. Close the Rift via conventional means no longer possible. Brace for catastrophic event. Oh, brace for a cutscene. No.
To be believed, the Rift is on the verge of destabilizing completely. But the Rift modulator cannot be operated from this distance. It must be flown into the Rift.
That was a rather substantial hole in my predictions. These rifts have presented
And of course, as always, there is no autopilot or shit like that, so somebody is gonna have to
It
sacrifice.
may be troubling to you. This conclusion holds no uncertainty.
There's another way.
Someone present
Remote
must.
piloting.
This is not possible.
No, of course not, because we need to make this epic. Some sacrifice needs to be made.
And the activation of the modulator must be done manually. I will take the schematics back with me, and using the processed Rift data, of course. The Order will begin production of more modulators that can be operated at a safe distance.
Tête à tête. Crème fraîche ou ménage à trois. Folie à deux. Folie à deux. Croissant. All the fancy French words. We'll handle this. Go now. You're not going anywhere. If I have to die, I'm taking you all with me. Let's do this. Oh man, I just saved anyway.
This is not the optimal course of action we discussed.
Just kidding, I'll do it. Humanity has proven we're too stupid to live. We need to be put out of our misery. And being a dumb person, I can say it's nicer if none of us have to die alone, don't you think? Let's say this.
There are too many errors in your logic to enumerate.
Error, logic, error.
But to summarize,
Divide by 0, impossible.
that your ignorance should cost our lives.
We're all gonna die! Are we all gonna die? Let's go! Hey man, if this is the last cutscene, Oh my god! That was it!
Chose not to choose.
Yes!
Thus, the rift destroyed the colony, killing everyone in Arcadia.
Eh?
Followed shortly by everyone
The
everywhere.
only way to win is to not play, is not to play. I should not have played this game.
In conclusion, the end.
That's it! Yes! Apparently there's supposed to be, I looked it up, apparently there is supposed to be a bunch of vignettes at the end of the game. But I chose correctly, having only one vignette, and speedrunning this fucker. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was about to say fuck this game, but I have a lot of shit to say here. My god. My god. What a disappointment. I don't think I've ever been that disappointed in my life. Like, okay. I think, yeah, like, normally you, like, for example, when fucking Duke Nukem Forever came out. Of course everybody was disappointed, but we knew it was gonna be a pile of crap. Narrative design lead Leonard Boyarsky, are you fucking shitting me? That's like Tim Kane's favorite friend, or no, not really. That's like the co-creator of Fallout. Oh my god. I am so disappointed. Eh? What? The fall is real. No artistic vision at all. Not in terms of the look. Like, this guy's an artist. Leonard's an artist, okay? Well, I have many things to say about Ruth's armor. That was just shit. But the game looks good. It doesn't look amazing. It's no, like, Expedition 33 or even... I guess it looks better than Fallout, of course. But it definitely doesn't look better than Cyberpunk. I mean, you just go up a building in Cyberpunk and you look at the city and it's just gorgeous. Even running around in the ghetto is just, it's all gorgeous. This game, it's good looking, and there's a lot of colors, and I like the colors, but sometimes it's just colorful to be colorful. It just seems to be overusing colors. Like, sometimes, like, there was so much shit on the screen and splashing and colors and popping stuff. Like, it's just overload. So I'm looking up, like, the Fallout series, okay? No, the Fallout games. Okay. Oh, and also Outer Worlds 1. (2019) That's 6 years from now. Well, it was six years ago. Fallout 2 came out in 1998, okay? Fallout 3 came out in 2008. Then Fallout 4 was like 2015. And then 4 years after that, you have this. I'm using the Fallout as an example because this game is supposed to be like Fallout, right? Well, it's not. It's not even close. It's an emulation of Fallout. It's what you would expect somebody who doesn't really know Fallout, even though this was made by the guys who made the... Well, when I say it was made by the guys, like... Tim Kaine and Leonard and a bunch of other dudes, not many people, created the first Fallout now... like 20, like almost 30 years ago at this point when they like first created the idea of Fallout. And for them, after that, that was it. They moved on to something else. So yeah, I think I can say that maybe they don't get the essence of Fallout. Or maybe what Fallout became, even though I'm not a fan of Fallout 2. I like Fallout 1 the best. I mean, Fallout 2 is good also. It's not a bad game. It's great even. But I still like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And even Fallout 4 to some extent was enjoyable. It was just a shadow of its former self though. But like this is just even further from it. Like if Fallout 4 was some kind of approximation of Fallout, it was still Fallout. This is not Fallout anymore. Like there's... Apart from that, oh, we're gonna put vignette at the end. It looks like this game was made in reverse, you know? We need to end up with a bunch of choices and vignettes about what the character... what all the conclusions are. So that means that at the end, the character will have to make some choices. But towards the game, they're gonna... like, almost like they started with all these choices, that all these things that could happen, and then created the world, like, to lead to the... I don't know. It's just a theory. But they're... like, the story is... it's not exactly the same as Outer Worlds 1, but for me, it felt the same, and I was not attached to the main story at all. I was more attached to the main story of Fallout 3, which was just getting your fucking dad. That was it, but that's... like, that's enough. You can then build a bunch of sub-stories of all the characters and all the factions and the settlements around this, in this world, and then you create a world. But this was like, there was like 4 factions. They were all really fucking boring. They had no sense of really hating or being at war with each other. I don't think that the people that wrote this know anything about war. Not that I know anything about war, but my god. Outer Worlds 1 was okay, exactly. I just, like, when I typed in on my phone Outer Worlds 1, I saw that it was a 9.1 on Steam or some shit, even though Steam doesn't really use those metrics. And it was, like, some, like, very highly rated. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's expensive. It's an expensive world. But all in all, IGN was an 8.5. Apparently, it's a 9 on Steam. I don't know how that works. Like, nobody has ever told me that Outer World was an amazing game. It's always, oh yeah, Outer World was okay, or meh, or I didn't like it. Mostly disappointed. Like, I don't think I've ever talked to someone who was impressed by Outer World. It's always disappointment. And Outer Worlds was made as and it was released as a somewhat cheap game back in the day. It's still $39.99 Canadian here, so I guess maybe in US it's 25 or 30 bucks. But that's not even the Spacer's Choice. But it became free almost immediately. Like, I got it free on Epic, and I think I have it free on other platforms also. They just gave the game because I don't think it was an amazing game. Even though here, it's like 9.5 on DualShockers, 5.5 on 5GM, 10 on 10 PlayStation Lifestyle, 9.25 Game Informer, 9.5 Tech Raptor, 9 Destructoid, 9 GameSpot, 91 COG Connected, 5 out of 5 Den of Geek, 91 VentureBeat, 9 Noisy Pixel. One of the year nominee for the Game Awards. The Outer Worlds was nominated for the Game Awards? Outer Worlds 1? Are you fucking shitting me? What were the other games that... Oh my god, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I didn't know Outer Worlds was so overrated. Holy shit! What the fuck? What is going on? It's like did I basculate in another universe? Like what the fuck? I'm on the Steam page, and there's a big like banner that says all these 9.5, 5, 10, the one I just said, and under it also says Game of the Year nominee. Didn't win Game of the Year, but still there's about 5 games that are nominated per year, and Outer Worlds was one of them. Between all the console games and everything, the Assassin's Creeds and all that shit. Because, I mean, I'm not a fan of Assassin's Creed now. I mean, I like the old Assassin's Creeds. But, what? No. Come on. Even like, the latest Assassin's Creed is probably better than Outer Worlds 2. Definitely 2 and 1. Like, Outer Worlds 2 is no evolution from the first one. It's just a longer game. And that doesn't make it better. It makes it worse in my opinion. Because at least the first game was a short experience. So short-ish. Man, I didn't even do everything in this game. I missed at least a quarter of the side quests. Including a lot of the companion quests. And I still clocked at about 50 hours this fucking game. Oh, there's an emergency alert. I am not even joking. It says, this is the test of Quebec alert ready. There is no danger to your health or safety. Oh my god! If this had been an actual emergency, you would be dead. Thank you. Have a good day. Whew. Great. Oh my god. Whew. That was the... Of course you heard that. That was loud as fuck. What the fuck? I'm looking at my phone. And it's just... This is an emergency. World War III has just started. Nukes have been launched. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Let's start with the stuff that I liked about this game, because yes, there are some stuff that I like. Starting with the thing I liked the most. The thing I liked the most in the game, the radio. The radio is amazing. The songs are great, they're funny, they're quirky, they have a good beat. They're actual songs that I would listen to have some beat, and I would sometimes just switch the fucking radio on in the game because the game was so boring, because the radio actually lifted the game up. Just the radio. But then, there's always a fucking negative. Because the radio is always playing, even though there's conversation, important in conversation in character, where the radio and the background just continues on. It dips down as much as the normal music, but that's not enough when most of the fucking radio is songs with lyrics or actual people talking. So now you have like a background of blah 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 blah. At Auntie's choice, blah 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 blah, free of parasite. While you're talking to Ruth about the end of the fucking world. Like, what the fuck? Cyberpunk came out in 2019, and if it's not like in the first month, it may have been at launch. The radio system had a toned down or off setting. Either it was in the option or it just did it. But in my playthrough, every time there was every time there was a conversation, the radio would pause. There was a little pause button that would appear something. I don't know, but I think it would pause. So you wouldn't even miss a joke or a song you were listening to. It would pause it, which is the best option, in my opinion. It's better than toning it down. Because if you're listening to a song and boom, there's a conversation, maybe you want to pick up where the song left. If they're that good. And in this game, they're good. And Cyberpunk 2 had a great soundtrack. But apart from the radio from Auntie's Choice, that one was like a 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. The other ones were just 7 or 8s. They were not as good for some reason. The game also looks great. I think it works. It plays well. It's smooth. My computer is not a great computer, and it's still 2019. No, 2019 is Cyberpunk. So Outer Worlds 1 was not 2019 voted for, was it? I'll look it up later, okay? What was I saying? Yeah, the game runs very well, and it is pretty much free of bugs. There is little glitches here and there, and I pointed them out, but apart from, like, no, like, crash to desktop or anything like that, the game runs extremely smoothly. The loading is okay-ish. I think the loading is a little long. If I had to be critical about something about the performance, would be there's some loading time that I don't think should be there, and I don't understand why there's... I mean, this is 2025. Fuck, man. We have, like... My hard drive is super fucking fast. There's no fucking reason why it should take, like, 30 seconds. Or, like... I know, yeah, that's how difficult I am, because I've seen other open world games that have 0 loading times. So I don't know why there's loading times. I think there's, like, at this point, I've heard a lot of developers talking about Unreal 5, and this was built on Unreal 5, and a lot of developers of the actual Unreal 5 engine saying that most developers do not know how to make it work. And a good example of a game that made it work correctly, cited by them, is Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is fucking beautiful, it runs like a charm, and it's because it didn't implement all the tech. It took only what it needed, and the rest, it just removed it. I feel that a lot of the newer games are just using Unreal 5 and just using all the tech at once and not knowing what they're doing. None of it is optimized, and if it glitches, there's a bunch of shit to look at because it's just too much. It's too much. Carlis. This game is also supposed to be a bigger game than Outer Worlds 1 and a AAA compared to maybe a AA for Outer Worlds 1. I think Outer Worlds 1, like I said, it was released at a lower price point. One of the critiques was that it wasn't Fallout, but the anti-critique was like, but it's not supposed to be Fallout. This was a small team doing a smaller game. Okay, great. Fine. But Outer Worlds 2 was supposed to be something better. But it's just a longer Outer Worlds 1. The writing is maybe worse. The characters in Outer Worlds 1 were not likable. They were not emotional. And here, there's even less emotion. About 10 hours in the game, I decided to start taking notice of when people would have emotions in the game. Apart from one woman that was pissed off at another guy that was trying to convince people that it was controlling a monster, and anyway, it was the whole thing. Actually, one of the somewhat better quests, and by better I don't mean it's an amazing quest, it's just somewhat memorable. Carlis, man. It's such a disappointment. This is not better than Outer World 2. Somebody would have to convince me hard on why this is better than Outer Worlds 2. Because of the flaw system? Are you fucking shitting me? Fuck that. That's nothing. Somebody had a good idea, they decided to put it in the game. Great. It's nothing remarkable. It's nothing that will be really used in other games unless people try to elevate it more than it actually is. Because it's just a perk system while you're playing the game. It's like other games have done that. You do something in a game and it triggers some kind of skill up. But now the skill up has also disadvantages. Whoop-de-doodly-doo. That's all this game has. There is nothing else that this game brought to the table. There is nothing else that this game is like an elevation from the first Outer Worlds. The graphics are better. The game is longer. That's it. There's nothing else, and there's 6 years that separate these two games, and I was led to believe that Outer World 2 would actually be not like Outer World 1 was like a project to see if they are able to make an open world Obsidian, not Obsidian, like Bethesda-esque game a la Elder Scroll. Are they able to do it? Apparently the response was yes. So instead of trying to do something better, they actually just did the same fucking thing. And because Avowed came out a couple of months ago, and that game was just shat on by almost every critic that I know, this game got a pass. If Avowed didn't exist, this game would have come out instead of Avowed, and all the critique that people had about Avowed would have been directed to this game. I can bet your fucking ass. But because this game is just slightly better than Avowed, and it's from its Outer Worlds, and Outer Worlds 1 had some following, well, there were already people liking this before it even came out, where Avowed had zero following. Oh no, Avowed came from Pillars of Eternity's lore and everything. I still think that Avowed kind of took the blunt of the critique that this game would have taken. Because this game is not better than Avowed in any major way. In any way possibly imaginable by me, Avowed is a better game. Because it did introduce, I think, was a somewhat cool... Like, how many games do you know are first-person RPG with, like, magic, and magic that is not just a gun, because there's actual guns in this game, but, like, area of effect magic? Was there magic that would haste you, slow you down? There was protective magic. There was a bunch of spells, and I played the first chapter in the game. But I didn't finish Avowed, and I finished this. Looking back, the time I took for this game, I regret. And I would have taken this time, and I should have spent it on Avowed. Like, in hindsight. I think I would have been a little less disappointed. Because now, for me, Outer Worlds, it's done. No more expansion packs. Outer Worlds 3, I don't give a fucking fuck unless they completely redo the whole fucking thing, which they will not. Okay, and become a smaller company than this bullshit. How much time haven't been talking now? Like, I'm expecting this fucking thing to end eventually. Well, I can only say in Canadian dollars, but I guess it's $70. I can't look it up. Because on all my devices, it just detects that I'm fucking Canadian. Even when I open up like incognito window or some fucking fuck. It's so fucking dumb. How much is Outer Worlds 2? This game will be $150 once all the expansion packs will be out. It's $70 US. It's 3.5 out of 5 on Steam, so it is getting what it deserves. Let's look at Metacritics. At the end of the year, I will do, like I always do, like an end of the year show, like for the new year. And probably not many people will show up, but I will talk about the good writers, and I'll make a fucking list. Like, I will list all the games that I think have amazing writing. I will seek out all these writers. Then I will see what all these writers did else. And I'll probably have cross-references of, oh yeah, of course, that game's amazing. Yes, of course. And I'll also find out all these fucking shitty writers. Like, why it makes no fucking sense to my mind. Why developers, okay, programmers had better story beats and character ideas in the 90s when they were teams of 15, 20s, when they had no fucking writers, okay, no professional writer, no whatsoever, okay? The graphic designer was writing dialogue, calice de tabarnak. And then, like, 20 years later, 25 fucking years later, a quarter of a fucking century later, with all the advancement and all this and all these people, all these fuckers that are making this game, and all these professional writers writing these professional stories, and the stories have no emotional beats, I'm not engaged at all, these characters are boring as fuck, they're unmemorable, they're, like, amazingly unmemorable. It's difficult to make characters so unmemorable. I've seen background characters in other games or other media like movies that are more interesting than most of the characters in this game. It's crazy. And like somebody came after the writing team and said, whoa, these characters are way too emotional, okay? These characters have actual characteristic. Remove all that, okay? Jesus fucking Christ. Expedition 33 is amazing because they chose a writer. I don't know how the fuck they choose their writers here. Is Leonard Boyarsky the guy who wrote this? Because come on, Leonard's an artist, okay? A visual artist. He's no writer. And if he took courses in writing, I'm sorry. But he's the narrative director. I actually tried to look up who's the writer of Outer Worlds 2. There is no writer. Now games have narrative direction. It's very It's very rare that a game will have an actual writer. And you will notice that those that have one, and it says written by blah blah blah, are better. They are always better. Those are all the songs. Jim Boney is the shit. This guy knows what the fuck he's doing. Jim Boney, remember that name. Somebody hire Jim Boney to make music and games, please. Please. Oh no, Jim Dooley. Jim Dooley. There's Jim Boney with Jim Dooley. No, Jim Dooley's not as good, I'm sorry. Lyrics Tim Kaine for complexity. Tim Kaine wrote some lyrics for this game. Because like, Tim Kaine is no writer, and he said so himself, because when he wrote an actual game, Arcanum, he says that it's badly written. Well, I'm sorry, but Arcanum is fucking amazing, and it's not badly written. I disagree wholeheartedly with his assessment of his own writing, okay? And he's the one who came up with the line, War never changes. So, fuck professional writers. If you're a good writer, just write stuff. Don't go to fucking university and go all up these fucking ladders because you're failing upward, which means you're a failure. And then a fucking big company like Microsoft or Obsidian or something will say, oh, we'll pick up the guy who has the best grades in writing at the University of blah. Ugh. Too many cooks! This took what, like 30 minutes? I don't know. No, probably not. This is an actual short credit. We're not done though. Now they're just making jokes like Simply Gone, a holding of the Auntie's Choice Corporation.
Well, you managed to launch the Vox station into space. I still think smashing it into it.
Let's try some of the. Let's see some of the vignettes. Let's see how stupid they are. I'm sorry for the people who wrote this. Like, I don't know, guys. You have no imagination. That's what I think. You have no imagination. You may be writing good phrases, but now I'm sorry, but AI can do that, okay? But do you know what AI cannot do? Is be innovative. Is bring emotion, okay? And someday it'll probably be able to do it, and that someday might be next year. So please, writers everywhere, be better. It's not even the writer's fault. I mean, if you're a bad writer, you're just a bad writer, okay? There's not much I can do. Like, even I don't think studying writing will make it better. You're just not good, do something else. The problem is these big companies need to actually, like you said, they found a writer on forums, but I don't know how they did that. Did they, like, what I think they should have done is like just do some kind of contest or some kind of like an audition of writing. Just write a short 30-page essay of like, and do points. Like, yeah, as a publisher or as like the maker of the game, not necessarily the writer, but the guy who's like in charge of making this Expedition 33 game. ask for your audition. You need to ask with parameters, like say, create a fantasy story with these 3 main characters. This guy is this woman's that other woman's that. They have a pet named blah, and they go do this. Like a very broad stroke, okay, of an idea, and then launch this idea to a bunch of writers, let's say 50 writers, and then read all these 50 stories. And I think it'll be pretty obvious, like which one, first of all, which one is the best, quote unquote, but also which one resonates the most with you. Like which of these stories you'll be like, holy shit, like that writer actually brought something. And you know, like I don't think it's exactly like an audition of a character. It's exactly the same. I don't know how I actually do not know how they do audition for writing in games. I have no fucking clue. Like I have no fucking clue how they do it in Hollywood. I think they just pick a script up and then just throw it everywhere. And sometimes it's multiple writers, and some writer will rewrite something an old writer writer wrote earlier, and sometimes it's some Frankenstein script. And games are the same too. But I don't know. That's what I would do. As if I would be making some kind of company to make games, or I'd be in charge of making a game, and I would not be in charge of the story. I would just have a cool idea of like probably Expedition 33 had. Like I'm pretty sure that when they started the idea of this game, it was not with the story. The concept just is better. The concept is fundamentally higher than the story in Expedition 33, even though the story is amazing. But I think the idea was just to make an old JRPG style with an overworld and blah, 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 and this style of combat and blah, blah, blah. And then they decided, okay, now we need an amazing story to like make this work. And I think they did a good job of hiring the dude who wrote this. I don't know who wrote Expedition 33. But man, this is just...
Inspect the ship systems so that we may decide the next course of action. If the read... No. Though it may be troubling to you, this conclusion holds no uncertainty. Well observed. I will take the schematics back with me, and use...
May all
your death will not be wasted after...
Knew it come down...
You know, I spent decades doing everything asked of me, and I was just starting to enjoy not doing that.
Marisol.
I recognize there may be no one better suited to get the job done. But honestly, after all these years, I think I finally have something to live for. If nobody else is capable, time is not an infinite resource.
I'll do it. It's been an honor. Actual good cutscene instead of the literal fight cutscene we had before. That's it. That was it. Wow.
To save the galaxy.
My God, man.
No one knew their motives or thoughts in those final moments. Though legends grew around this mythical agent of the Earth Directorate, all the same. Vigilant Hogarth was declared a traitor to the Protectorate, along with most other Westport townsfolk. They were judged.
No, Disney Star Wars. Each and every one of the Disney Star Wars was written by one guy. That's not what I'm talking about.
Forever tied to the city they
Each of the old Star Wars were written by one guy. Am I blowing up your mind?
Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit.
All of the old Star Wars were directed by different people.
Promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding
George
age
Lucas wrote and
of
directed
6.
Star
Christine
Wars. That's it.
DeVries was
That's it.
killed on the
That's it.
reconstituted Horizon Point Station. A fitting end.
He helped to write the second and the third movie.
DeVries' treachery
He
was
had
never known to the Earth
the
Director.
grand idea in mind, but he's not the
She
one who
is
directed
forever remembered
Empire
as the
Strike Back or
star
Return of the
agent
Jedi.
who
He had
tracked
actually more input in Return of the
during
Jedi
her
than
mission.
Empire Strike Back.
Following
Which
the
one is the
rigors
better of the
the
three?
extensive
The
mission
one
in
that George
Arcadia,
Lucas had the least input
Val
in.
began to
Empire
malfunction
Strikes
in
Back.
peculiar ways, talking to herself, hovering inches from the floor, threatening major appliances. Niles ultimately and tearfully decided to deactivate her after a culmination of these strange incidents.
The reason why Star Wars, Disney Star Wars is shit is because they didn't have a flow through. They didn't have somebody that was in charge of the whole fucking thing. Well, they had somebody in charge of the whole fucking thing.
His friend Zebulon Tran to the Earth Directorate, a gesture of gratitude for not airing the directorate.
Let's say that person did not a good job.
Together, they vowed to reform the agency from within, so it might never again
Not do a good job indeed.
authoritarian governments. Ultimately, Niles rose to the position of Secretary General. His term saw the Earth Directorate at its most powerful, or in the eyes of corporations and tyrannical governments, most feared. After leaving the commander's crew, Inez became racked with guilt for never following up on the plea
This
from her friend Ortiz.
is for a game made 25 years ago, these vignettes.
Everyone there
This is not for a game made in 2025 that costs $70. That will probably cost $100 once all the expansion pack will come out.
who actually killed the
This is lazy.
a failing that chipped away at his ability.
This is what you do when we have a team of 15 people and you have no resources.
Eventually ended with him stripped of rank.
You do these little vignettes.
Programming menial auto mechanicals.
Oh, but it's an homage. Yes, 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 yes.
Themselves after a lifetime of
All the excuses.
Protectorate hardliners banded together to preserve their society. Without the Order or the corporatists controlling Arcadia, they had a real chance at making a comeback. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment in a placid and compliant state. All parties felt it would be best to leave him in the hands of the remaining Protectorate, who had the most experience with refreshment's process and victims. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. With unfettered access to skip drives, and its reputation untarnished by its still secret agreement with the Protectorate, the Earth Directorate became what it was always meant to be.
Boring!
In Arcadia. The colony served as a base to expand the agency's reach across the galaxy. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent.
And I can't believe that the game's like, if you decide to kill everybody, the game literally fucks you and says, no, you're not gonna get the vignettes. Even though these events still happen, even though you killed everyone, right? The game literally says, fuck you. Like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's my choice. Give me the fucking vignettes. Make it funny. Make it fucking funny. Chris, is it so? Is comedy just so dead that nothing is funny anymore? I'm sorry, things are still funny. Not this game. This game is anti-funny. Some of the songs were funny. Thanks Gyms and the Gyms. Thanks the Gyms because god damn it, man. Fuck. This is supposed to be the whole thing about this game. It's supposed to be funny, quirky. Damn it. Creative director Leonard Boyarsky. So he was the fucking guy for this game. I'm sorry, Leonard. You suck. I'm sorry. I'm really ashamed to say that because I admire the guy. But this is bad, man. Wow. And not just him, other people should have said this is boring. Come on, man. Like, somebody comes up to you. Let's say Leonard's in fucking charge. Let's say Leonard's the man, okay? Somebody comes into the his office, or I don't know how they exchange. Let's say it's still like in the 90s, and he just barges into his office and says, "Man, I have a great idea for a quest." Okay, let's say that happens and that happens and that happens, but let's make it extremely fucking boring. And Leonard's like, "Yeah, that sounds great." Like, man, just come on! Can't you notice that it's not funny, it's not memorable, it's not emotional? Chris, what is it? It's content. That's it. It's just content. Like, I can make a game with 100 missions, and I can even make these missions original, but they'll all be fucking boring. Because I would have to sit down and think about... Actually, at the end of these 100 missions, what I should do is take half of these ideas and then merge them. Take 2 missions and then try to make a story out of these 2 missions together. And have characters that clash, have choices. That's the choices thing. Choices actually only matter if you're impacting people and you're actually engaged with these people, and these people have actual, like, drives and sentiments, and, you know, they really want something, not just, "Hey, can you get my knife that I left in the mines?" But this game, no, it wasn't those kind of quests. It was more elaborate, but an elaborate set of quests is not necessarily interesting. I will take the easiest example. Creative Consult Timothy Kane. Oh my God, Tim. That's Tim Kane. He was a creative assistant. If I could get Tim Kane in an interview, I would have so many questions. Because, like, half of the videos he puts on YouTube are criticizing things that this game did. An abundance of loot. Like, you can... There's so much loot that is so inconsequential and fucking boring. Huge cities that are boring as fuck, with every single fucking vendor selling something different. Even having more vendors by the machines that are vending stuff, with sometimes 2 machines, one on the side, one beside each other, with 2 different sets of stuff in them. What? You can't make them in one? Like, come on, what are you doing? Tim Kane said recently, in like a month ago or something, that he said that what he wanted from an RPG is going into a town, having a super fucking tiny town, so that you can, and make the sellers and the stuff that's important at the entrance. Like, he's like me, he's done, like, he's old, he's old, he's done with this bullshit of walking around because of immersion. If I want to walk around, I'll just walk around in real life. That's not a game. Like, when you start Mario, is there like like one big level of nothingness before you eventually get to like Bowser's area where you'll actually fight enemies? Like immersion? Like, fuck that. You start the game, boom. In it, let's go. Everything should be fun, from the fucking tutorial all the way to the credit. Even this should be fun. This is boring as fuck. Credits should incorporate something interesting, I think. Man, so many cool credits from the 90s, where they would just sometimes just put the photos of the crew, but sometimes outtakes, sometimes like art in the background, anything. Of course, the credits weren't half an hour long, so they didn't have half an hour of shit to put on screen to entertain you while the credits are rolling. But god damn it. Fuck. I hope, and I will be disappointed, but I hope that Clockwork Revolution. If you kill everyone, humanity dies too, right? No, we're just sacrificing ourselves, I think. We're just sending the whole ship with everybody in it instead of having to draw straws like we did at the end of this. But the game's like, Oh yeah, you're an evil guy. Well, fuck you. You don't get the vignettes. Like, what? Anyway, the player will just reload anyway, so what are you doing? Like, to me, it's like baffling. Again, the questions I would have to Mr. Tim Kaine, because he was a consultant, so I would say, man, did you say something here? And maybe it was like, it would be like, no, I didn't say anything. I thought it was fine. I don't know. I mean, he's not the one who direct everything. He's not the one who had like the last word. You said humanity deserves to die. Oh, maybe. Maybe. So no vignette. The end. We're all dead. I wanted to check something up, but fuck it. Anyway, that was Outer Worlds 2. Huge disappointment. Do better. Oh yeah, Clockwork Revolution. So let's... Oh, they probably... So Clockwork Revolution is inXile's first-person Outer World-ish game. No idea what's gonna be the price of it. We don't even know when it's gonna come out, but I've seen footage of it. It looks nice, but this game looked nice too. You cannot display the story. Well, you can display some kind. If your story is very epic, you can easily make an epic trailer. I'm sorry. But if your story is this, there's no fucking way to make an epic trailer. What do we have? Like a cutscene at the beginning and a big explosion at the end. And the rest is just people talking. Literally just a guy in front of you with his mouth going blah, 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 blah. There is an immense and a definitive lack of animations in this game. Apart from the combat animations, which I would not be surprised are maybe baked into the fucking Unreal Engine 5. There's so many things baked into that engine. You and me, yes, you at home, you could make a character in Unreal 5. It's that easy. So, yeah, these guys have tools that you wouldn't even dream of. If you would see the tools that these guys have to create worlds and characters and animate all that shit, you would be like, man, I could do this. Yes, you're correct. You probably could. I don't think a lot of these people are very talented. Where in the 90s, to make a fucking video game that looks good and runs good, you had to be a literal genius. So with that genius also comes amazing writing, amazing art, amazing everything. A genius is a genius. I would take one genius over 1,000 normal people. I would take one guy with IQ of 120 over 100 guys of 100 IQ. Any fucking day. I think that sums it up. I think that's what's happening here. This is just people making game, okay? They have no more experience than me. They probably have way less experience than me. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be non-humble here and say that I've played so many fucking games that I kind of know what I'm talking about. My God. These voice actors are horrible. No emotion, no tone, nothing. Nothing. There was more emotion in Deus Ex, and Deus Ex is laughed at as the example of like pretty shitty voice acting. But you know what? It's still touted as one of the best games ever made. Even though those voice acting was horrible. In the China section, it's so horrible. It's racist. It's so horrible. It's... my God. Same thing with the French section of the game. Oh mon Dieu. C'est horrible. Anyway, thanks for being on my Tech Talk. Later today, in about 3 hours, I will be playing and starting Detroit Become Human, which is the final game. It's probably not the final game of David Cage, but we're doing the David Cage files here. So that's the last game he made. And the reason I started this whole thing was to play Detroit, because I wanted to play all the David Cage game. I played a couple of them, and I was quite surprised. Heavy Rain was better than I remembered, because I saw somebody play the game way back then. I was very disappointed with Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls was the worst of all these games by far. So we'll see what is Detroit Become Human. A lot of people have said this game is great. And it's David Cage writing, so I know it's not going to be great writing, but you know what? It's going to be shit writing filled with plots and cliches, but you know it's going to be enter-fucking-taining. That's what I love about David Cage. It's entertaining. It doesn't even need to be good if it's at least entertaining, which this game, I'm sorry, was not. So more David Cage this afternoon, and then at 8, you liked it? Nice, okay, I respect your opinion very much, Mimix. We have very close, we like the same thing, so I'm pretty excited. Yeah, the reason I didn't say the reason I'm playing Detroit is because I need to play Detroit because we're going there. Like, we'll soon have androids running around our house and giving us tips and information about everything. We'll be completely dependent on them. So I have this vision in my mind of what I think will be. We'll see how David Cage and I share the same vision. Because I know nothing apart from like the first 30 minutes of this game. And I've seen like clips of here and there because I know there's a bunch of characters in this game. It's like all the others. It's jumping from one character to the other, and yeah, I needed to play all the David Cage's game because I needed to play Detroit Become Human because AI was right knocking at my door. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you later. And at 8 we're continuing, of course, Witcher 2. Which is an actual great game with animation, with people when they talk to you, they go around and they actually kind of sit down or get up or pick up a cup or drink something or smoke a cigar, or they move around. They actually move like real person instead of being these fucking dolls before you being like, please help me get rid of these raptidons because my friend got killed by raptidons, please. You can't see me, but yeah, I'm doing I have no emotion, but please do this. Like, at this point, fuck it, voice AI, because the voices in this game was just shit. I would literally, and I'm not pro AI in art, especially not in art. I'm not pro AI anywhere. I would shut down the AI switch if I could. If I had the God-given choice, I don't believe in God, but if I was given a choice of flipping off the AI switch, say there is no more AI on Earth, I would do it in an instant. I would not even think about it. It'd be like, click, off. It's done. Fuck it. We're not ready. As the human culture and the human species, we are not ready for this. Good day.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.